Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Nofatia binti Muhammad Nasir. Today, I want to talk about something that a lot of people don't really understand, even though we hear the words all the time. I want to talk about Narcissistic Personality Disorder or NPD, especially in romantic relationship. Not many people are aware of what this illness truly looks like. We usually hear the word narcissist on social media or in casual conversation. But in the real disorder is very different from the way people casually describe someone who seems self-centered. And honestly, as young adults, many of us are starting to explore relationship more seriously. Some of us might have been in situations where the relationship felt confusing, draining, or toxic, but we didn't know why. That is why understanding this topic is very important. Not to label people, but to protect ourselves emotionally. So for this speech, I refer to reliable psychological source like the American Psychiatric Association and Mayo Clinic. So everything I share today is accurate and based on real research. So today, I will explain three main things. Firstly, what people with NPD commonly do in relationship. Secondly, how this behavior affect their partner. And lastly, how we can protect ourselves or help others in this situation. So let's start by looking this at the kind of behavior people with NPD usually show in relationship. So, people with NPD often show manipulative behavior in romantic relationship. One of the biggest, most common behavior is something called gaslighting. This is when someone makes you doubt your own memory or feelings. For example, you said something hurtful last night and they answer that's never happened or you too sensitive. After a while, you start to think that maybe you are the problem. That is exactly what gaslighting does. A report from Psychological Today found that more than half of people who dated someone with narcissistic trait experience gaslighting regularly, which show how common and damaging this behavior is. Another behavior is the pattern of love bombing, followed by emotional distance. At the beginning, they treat you like you are the best thing in the world. They give you a lot of love, attention, and compliment, and even they give you gift. But suddenly, out of nowhere, they become cold or distant. That make you confused, and the partner also confused, who then try harder to fix things or win back the affection. This up and down pattern make the partner feel unbalanced and it creates emotional dependence without them realizing. So, how does all of this affect the person who is dating someone with NPD? This behavior can cause serious emotional effect on their partner. One of the biggest effects is emotional stress and anxiety. When your partner is unpredictable, they love you at 1 minute and then they get angry and then they love you back. You feel like you constantly walking on eggshell. Another major effect is low self-esteem. Constant blame and criticism make you feel like nothing you do is good enough, right? So you might start questioning your worth or believing negative things about yourself. So a study from Journal of Personality Disorder found that people in long-term relationship with narcissistic partner often show trauma like symptoms such as feeling nervous all the time, struggling to trust people, losing confidence, feel anything wrong, and also difficulty connecting in future relationship. Some people even say they lost themselves because they spend so much time trying to please their partner. So after understanding the effect, let's talk about what someone can do to protect themselves. So, there are ways to protect ourselves when dealing with someone who has NPD. The first way is by setting clear boundaries. This means having limit on what behavior you will accept. For example, I'm not continuing this conversation if you raise your voice. Or you can say, I'm not responsible for your anger. And maybe you can use, I need time alone when things get overwhelming. So boundaries don't magically change the narcissistic person, but they help protect you from being drained emotionally. And then the second way is getting support. Maybe you can talk to your friends, your family, or even your psychotherapist. When you are inside a confusing relationship, I know it's hard to see the truth. Someone outside the situation can help you think clearly. Even a therapist can also teach practical strategies to handle manipulation and rebuild self-esteem. Having supportive people help the individual feel valued and understood, which is crucial after being emotionally drained. Now that we have covered the main points, let's end this speech with conclusion. To conclude, narcissistic personality disorder can create unhealthy and painful pattern in romantic relationship. People with NPD may gaslight, manipulate, or show you unpredictable affection, and this behavior can deeply affect your partner emotionally well-being. By understanding this sign, we can recognize them early and protect ourselves. So my recommendation is simple. You can pay attention pay attention to how a relationship make you feel. Set healthy boundaries, reach out for support when you need it, and always put your mental health first. As young adults, we deserve relationships that make us feel safe, valued, and respected. By being aware of this behavior and knowing how to respond, we can build healthier relationships for ourselves and support the people we care about. That's all from me. Thank you. Bye.